Going live on all the different systems here, including TikTok. Okay. Just a moment here. We'll talk about the market. I mean, if this W, continues like this leg did, which it can. The annotation tools on this thing fucking suck now. I'll just draw it. So if we get, this kind of a thing going on these legs, which is how they happen, they oscillate. A move down or a move up is subject to a certain oscillation width. Yeah, that was kind of bad. Let's do that again. They have a certain width to them. They don't always, peak at the same point, but the width, is a thing. So if that's the case, then I wonder if we get back up or even go more this week, and it does something like this. That would take us to the beginning of November. Otherwise, maybe we are coming back down to test the bottom again. Then we're going to have a weak end of year rally from November to December. Actually, we're not even looking all the way to the end of the year there on that chart. But, so let's take a look at some of the trading news, the economic news, rather, of what's going to be reporting this week, because if there's enough catalyst there, maybe it'll be enough to have an up week, which will cause that leg to go where we think it's going to go. Let's see. This week in the economic data, we will be getting tomorrow. We're going to get retail sales. There's going to be a lot of Fed speeches going on this week, transpiring. That might be culminating on Thursday or something. Yeah. And then Tuesday, so today is nothing really. But tomorrow morning, you get retail sales. It'll be interesting to see. Wednesday, we get building permits and mortgage rates and housing starts and more Fed speeches. And Wednesday, so that takes us to Wednesday. And then Thursday, we got jobless claims in the morning, the Philly Manufacturing Index, existing home sales at 10 a.m., so that's during market open, and some Fed speeches. And then at noon, Jay Powell will be speaking. So Thursday, Jay Powell speaking. I do not know what is scheduled there, but that's obviously going to move the markets a little bit. And then Friday, more Fed speeches. So it's like all week, Feds are speaking. And then Tuesday, you got retail sales. Wednesday, building permits. Thursday, jobless claims. And Jay Powell speaking. So, yeah, that's enough to move things around. It could be a cautious week. The whole market is that way. Oh, looks like we got globes moving, possibly, GLBS. Let's see. Okay, yeah, we've got some movement on GLBS, 233 in pre-market. All right, so this morning we are watching a mom and PCSA. We'll talk about the market in just a second. Meta is moving up in pre-market. What time is it here? It is 15 minutes before the market opens. Now, AMOM is already fading, and every pop that it has comes back down. Every single price appreciation fades. There's been no, continuation, no staircasing going on. PCSA is another one we're watching this morning. Also another penny stock. Actually, AMOM is not a penny stock, but PCSA is amongst the other 10 penny stocks trying to do something interesting this morning. But PCSA is interesting because every day in the last 3 days, it's had a dip in the morning, and then it doubled. Dip in the morning, and then it doubled. Dip in the morning, and then it doubled. Hey, so who knows? Be watching PCSA, and maybe it'll happen again. Fifth time's a charm. Who knows? All right, so let's take a look at the market now. All right. So in pre-market, you can see where this orange line, we're opening up above Friday's close and low, but inside Friday, and down in the bottom half as well. Not even up and over the bottom half. If the market's going to continue to go down, that's very common for it to go up before it goes down, to pull back a little bit. A pullback in a downtrend, remember, is up. So when you hear about, this is just a pullback or a correction, you could call things that in a downtrend, which is what we might be in here for the next 2 weeks, a pullback is up. A correction is up, in a downtrend. And it's not a bear market, but in a bear market, a pullback is up. So we might have a little pullback up this morning, and then further depreciation in prices going on. But like I was saying earlier, just like prior prior up legs, we've had down days like Friday. For example, back here about 2 months ago, we had this larger down day, and then followed by a pickup in direction. It can, from 1 week to the next, that's how it can play out, and that creates that oscillation with that trading variation. The volatility of the market, it wants to go up, but it has to go down and up in order to get there. The mechanics, the engine, that's the way the engine works, like a piston. Piston can't go up if it can't go back. All right, so today is a little bit unknown. Monday, I will not be day trading anything. I will not be will not be entering anything, just because Monday is my statistically lowest batting average day. And so I'm trying to cut out Mondays, probably Fridays too. Tuesday and Thursday is our second best, and Wednesday is the best day. And that's just typical of market volume and direction. I mean, when you get enough people behind it, the market starts going. And it doesn't know what to do on day one at the beginning of the week. It just doesn't know what to do. It doesn't have enough conviction yet. It's like, okay, we're going to push. It's like the front lines of an army. Okay, let's push Monday. Let's push through Monday, and then we'll see how that goes. And then maybe Tuesday we'll get behind you. And if Tuesday does well, okay, then Wednesday full force. And everybody's starting to get tired. Thursday, all right, let's start thinking about an exit strategy here. And then Friday, let's get ready for the end. So yeah. We got some comments here on TikTok. I'm nervous to be fully long at this moment. Any advice? Oh, absolutely. You're heavily invested into tech and Tesla. Well, you can hedge, and there's many ways to hedge. Click the link in my bio to learn more about hedging. But you could, for instance, be short some things that are bearish assets. And so that way, if the market goes down, you get an assist from that, and you're making money in the opposite direction. Another way is you could have some If you're really nervous and you're not sure which way things are going to go here, you could have some long dated options protecting your stocks. And then another way to hedge is converting to cash. I mean, converting to cash is a hedge, but that, obviously then you're not in anything. So there's many ways to go about that. And that's an entire masterclass unto itself, which I've taught several times. You can click the link in my bio to try and see some of that. Hello, Rocky. What about BCTX? I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, I know. There's nothing going on BCTX. Looks terrible. Not one less what? Not one lava lamp. What's the world coming to? Yeah, well, it'll take time. We'll get the lava lamps back. It'll take some time. Trust in me. Let's see if anything else has come up. PCTI, XTO, EPIX, MREO, CNSL, CFRX, AMOM, PCSA, ENSC. I don't think I took a look at that. ENSC? Nah, just too low volume, but it is experiencing an expansion in volume, so it is pretty interesting. Rain. Let's see, rain. AFRM, is it popping again? I don't know, but this rain, this is a nice pattern building up here, but the ADR on it is only 2.5%. AFRM, let's see. What does AFRM do? that's an inside joke. But I don't give a shit what anything does. In a couple of days or in a week, I'm on to the next thing. Anyway, no, AFRM, no. CLSK, TPST, that's been kind of wacky. What's going on over there? No. CLSK. Clean Spark CLSK, that looks very interesting. 380. All right, not on the daily, never mind. And not enough volume by far. By far. What is that? FFIE? I'm going through like the bottom of the barrel here now. But I just, I'll check everything. MTNB, I already looked at. Mara. Mara's curving up off of lows. Does not look good. Lululemon. Retail stocks have been doing really great. Lululemon up to $400 from $380. All right. Let's see here. What I wanted to do also, well, I'll do it during market hours later after the live stream, but this week there's going to be some earnings coming through. So we got Tesla coming up on earnings and others, and I'll go through those, see if there's any asymmetric risk we can put some option bets on. And then obviously when things come out with the reports and they have a surprise, we'll be ready to trade those as well the day of. ER day ones. Riot, OTLK. Nah. And then Riot. That's going to be similar to Mara. A little spike up here. Yep. Very similar. Bitcoin at 28,000. All right. Market-wise, we got a couple of minutes left. 5 minutes before the market opens. We got gold. Let's take a look at the gold chart. Yeah, pretty much flat. Yeah, right in the middle of the range. Nothing too crazy going on in gold. Oil. I mean, oil's been in an uptrend, and on Thursday was a kind of buy, but it did have a recent sort of terrible sell-off day, and usually those put a dent in things for a while. So I don't think energy is going to be moving up. Rates are up. They closed on Friday at the 10-year closed at 4.6%. This morning, it's hitting 4.7%. So that's going to bear down on the market some. And, well, it just adds pressure to the growth market. And typically what people do is they're either hedging or they're taking money out of some growth and putting it into a value, gold defensive staples, or even cash. Looks like Bitcoin just spiked. It was at 28,100. It's now at 28,650. And there's a little bit of a decent spike there. Could be neither here nor there. All right, we've got 3 minutes until the market opens. $28,800. Bitcoin's moving was 28,100. It was 28,650 when I was just talking about it. It's now 28,800. Yeah, Mara and Riot probably to follow. I don't know what's going on there with the Bitcoin move. Semi doesn't make sense, but something's happening. Amam just dropped further. Amam really not going to happen today. Every spike on Amam resulting in failure. But PCSA, like I said, dips in the opening market, and then doubles. Dips in the opening market and then doubles. So there's a possibility of a trade there. I will not be trading it, nor anything else. It is Monday. Meta's flying. So Meta and Bitcoin, two things that are moving. Not really seeing that reflected in any other sectors. Just Bitcoin, Meta, Riot, Mara, crypto. AVTX moved this morning. Okay, I've got 1 minute. There goes Riot. AVTX. Riot moved from 9 something. Okay, that's cool. Back to Riot. Riot moved, for example, to a 980 breakout and is at 1010, so it's up 30 cents, which I believe is 3%. That's not really that much on that move. Mara moved on breakout from 825 to 860. That's a much stronger move, so there could be more move on Mara. Bitcoin now at 29,400, so that's over a 1,300 point move on Bitcoin. All right, market's opening in just a few seconds. There we go. Market is open. Probably going to be an initial craze about crypto because it's just started to get hot, and not everybody could catch up in time. So you might be looking at, another 1,000 points on Bitcoin, and another 30 cents on Riot, and another 50 cents on Mara. before it tops out, finds itself. Market pulling back a little bit. I'm going to take a look at some of my holdings. Mara and Riot obviously doing great, and Bitcoin. Bitcoin just broke 30,000. We were just sitting a couple minutes ago at 28,100. Bitcoin now at 30,400 roughly. Coin probably is moving too, yes. But I'm just going to thumb through my holdings for a second. Check under the hood of my car here. Okay, good. Matrix Service Company. MTRX. It's interesting. Holy Grail, very high type flag. I like APLT. Comes up on a lot of growth scans. CEI. All right. Well, everything's doing fairly okay as far as my holdings go. So now I will take a specific look at coin since you asked about it. Yeah, coin's flying like the rest. I mean, coin moved from 75.50 to 79.30. I think, what did we find? Okay, Bitcoin pulled back after hitting that 30,400 area and is back to 29,600. And same with Riot and Mara. So those were moving around. And now the market is actually moving up. Daily, it looks like so, like nothing. And in about 20 minutes, we'll have a better idea of the projected volume of the day. Bob, Ben, good morning. Benjamin, I just got into this program on YouTube called The Benny Show. And I'm like, is this Benjamin? Yeah, I know. But I was thinking about you. Is that because you're the only Benjamin I know? No. I got lots of Benjamins, man. RJ, you're here. Congratulations. RJ got a very peachy salaried job. He's been job hunting for months, and I can at least say, I hope he's okay with me saying congratulations on RJ locking down a pretty peachy job position, for a single guy. What can you say? So now the next step is, so you've increased your income, right? I want you to work on decreasing your expenditures, not just keeping them the same. And thank God now you have this, and I'm going to invest. That's all the same. I want you to work as hard on decreasing your expenditure. I want you to go live in a fucking cabin in the woods if you have to. I want you to live in a cabinet in your parents' kitchen, whatever it is. Decrease your expenditures more, whatever you can do. And then, of course. And the other thing is, don't just use all that money to trade. Pyramid of risk. Bottom 50% of everything you're saving every month that you want to put aside, bottom 50%, totally secure assets that grow. That could be treasury bonds. That could be just, basic S&P investing, QQQ investing, let it sit. It could be literally just dollars, but you want it to be growing. But I mean, let's say you wanted to build up a down payment for some rental properties and stuff like that. But a bottom 50% chunk of your money should not be at high risk, or even medium risk is what I'm really getting at. And then under the Dave Ramsey type of thinking, make sure you have $1,000 cash saved up somewhere in your house, whatever, hidden cash, actual cash for the worst of emergencies. Those situations can come up. And although they're rare, maybe every year, a year and a half, 2 years, something comes up where you're going to need $750 cash or $400, but you just never know. Something's not right. And so that has to be cash, and you have to maintain it at $1,000. So if you ever take out, you got to put back in. Also, make sure you watch my credit masterclass if you haven't already. Make sure that all your expenses are on credit cards always, and that you pay them off the same night with your debit card or bank account, in like an ACH link or something, or at least every week. And the idea is you only spend money that you have. You don't spend more. You don't use the credit cards to have credit, which creates debt. You just do that for the rewards. So you get rewards cards and you get that going. For instance, I have like several thousands of dollars of rewards at the end of this year, and I use that to get everybody gifts for Christmas and flights and stuff like that. Everything I spend on my Amex or my there's a Wells Fargo card that's 2%. If you can apply for a Discover It card in the first year, it's like 2 or 4% or whatever, but they also do a match bonus, so they'll double it the first year. And then there's certain select categories like gas and groceries and entertainment, and then utilities, and all these different cards will have different higher percentage things. Like 4% for gas is this one card you might have, and you just use that for gas. Anyway, congratulations, buddy. Make sure you get yourself on the right track and think about all those things I just mentioned, because they're much more important than using, say, 25% or 10% of your income for high octane, high risk trading. That's the real way to go. Yeah, gold, cash, and weed. Yeah, it's gonna be Rastafarians with gold bars at the end of in the apocalypse, ruling the world. Yeah, man. Funny. Rivian, halted up, inside up. What's up, Rivian? What? I'll take a look at Rivian. Let's see. So the market's doing fine right now. The Q's moving up. Amam, like I said, failing out. PCSA failing out also, but bottom fishing, that one could turn into a double. So it's very interesting. Taking another quick look at the market. Yeah, we've retraced a little bit of Friday's move already in the first few minutes here, but it certainly is not all the way. And I think that it's going to be a difficult week to have conviction about anything. There's just so many Fed speeches going on. And then Jay Powell speaking on, I think it's Wednesday or Thursday, I said, at noon. I think it's Thursday. So, that puts a little, milestone pull into the progress that we'll have this week. But, the market will speak. The market will speak. We'll see which way it goes. Obviously, any extreme appreciation or extreme depreciation should be hedged, which means either you exit those trades or you hedge. You start to decrease your risk by hedging in case that those directions are at their max. And one of the best ways you can hedge is not by getting options in the opposite direction, but that is a decent way to hedge. That's the basic way to hedge. One of the best ways to hedge is to to take stocks that are in the sentiment of the other direction of what you've got, and if you're long, you would short them because they're bearish. And then if the market does start pulling back, those stocks gain at twice the speed, because they get the assist from the market. So we're right in the middle of the W base, that's going to end. We're right in the middle, price-wise, of the W base that's going to last to the end of the year, we're thinking. So far, it's been perfectly fucking transpiring, the W, just like I said, before it was even a W. It wasn't even a V yet. And what I was going to say here is, but we're also halfway through the base. So we're more than halfway through time-wise the length of the base. So things are going to start to get more exciting as we approach the end of the year. And there might be some panic moment, or there might be some elation moment, and we'll seize the day. But for the most part, the statistics and the probabilities show that this base, this lack of progress in total, is going to continue to last to the end of the year. I'm predicting a New Year's Eve rally, a Santa Claus rally, and it depends on how it pans out, but either a pre-Black Friday rally or a Black Friday kicked off rally. So we'll see how that goes. So we maybe have 3 rallies left in the year, and it'll be very important basically throughout this time for you to find stocks that are doing well, and then getting in them whenever the market is breaking some kind of a pivot or showing some kind of a sign that it's gonna change, push, and continue, change direction, have conviction in a particular direction, because that conviction could last a couple of days, and any stock that's also ready to move will then have that assist in the market, and it will move. Like for instance, let's see if I can show you what I'm talking about, the way to trade those. Let's see if I can find one here that makes sense. Wow. JBL. I mean, there's nothing so far that I'm pulling up that is necessarily at that point right now, although I probably can find something. But you are looking for something like this, a stock like this JBL. I guess I should show it also on TikTok. You want any stock that has not failed yet and is in a run. You want to try to find those. That's good. There's 10,000 stocks plus on the market, so you need to have some kind of screening criteria that'll get you here. Because I have a short list of about 50, and this is one of them, JBL, for example. But what you're looking for is for something that's also in a base, with the market. And but that base actually should take the form of a pullback, really. And you'd be looking for something like this. It's harder for me to indicate it over on the TikTok, you guys over on TikTok, but over here I can draw it. You're looking for that resistance trend line breakout moment. You're looking for stocks that are like setting up like that exactly when you think the market could also be popping out. So it's like every day you need to have these stocks at pole position and know what they are, because when the market does the right thing, you don't want to be sitting around going through 10,000 stocks trying to figure out what you should be getting in. should have this already pre-selected, several excellent looking stocks that have been waiting for the moment. And when those break out of their trend line resistance, and the market is making a green over red or a positive move, kicking off potentially a new trend, those are the ones you want to get in for a swing trade. I mean, RJ's probably heard that a million times, but he'll probably be the first to tell you that he really appreciates hearing it again and again and again. I mean, you just can't, sometimes it's like, I don't know what they call it, but like, it's like muscles. You strengthen your muscles by doing reps, and you strengthen your memory in the same way. In that way, if you continue to have a process that you go over and over and over, like I have, like 5 trades that are the core of what I do, and maybe 10 scans that get me to the opportunities to make those 5 trades. And if I just rinse and repeat those, for 25 years, well, I haven't known all of them for 25 years. I've known some for 10 years. I've known some for 20 years. I've known some for 5 years. You keep, going through those, cycling through those, and it firms up your understanding of what you're looking for, and you just get better. But it takes time. It does. It just takes time because you're a human being. It's like chess. I'm playing chess. I started a year ago, not even a year ago, like 10 months ago. And I went from 300, like total shit. I actually didn't know how to play much. I knew how the pieces moved, but I could play somebody for fun. I've probably played 20 chess games my whole life before that. I didn't know how to play. So I was a 300, which is basically a nothing. And I'm not super proud of the fact that I'm 1,000 or 1,100 now. But apparently that's really good. I had a number 29th ranked grandmaster in the world tell me that was really great progress. Great. I'll take that compliment, but I am so frustrated and not impressed with my 1,100. But the point is, I can't get to 2,000 in 3 months. You can't. There's a certain rate that human beings improve, and it probably has a lot to do with that memory training and understanding what's important. It will trickle to the top. There could be a tertiary thing that's important, but because you haven't been in practice, it's way down beneath the folds of all your memory. And for technical analysis on charts here, you're just not going to notice it. You're going to forget to notice it. You're simply going to forget to notice it. So you're going to notice 1 or 2 primary things, but you're going to miss a fine detail, and it just gets better over time. And that's why you get better over time. Finally, in the beginning, everyone's just trading a stock, and then eventually you realize, oh, I should pay attention to the market. Nobody makes money on the market unless the market is making money. Don't fucking quote me on that. That's a good one. Nobody makes money on the market unless the market is making money. I mean, it just doesn't happen, unless you're that, bottom 0.1% of scalpers, which can, make money on the bacteria of the fleas on the dog. People are going, what the fuck are you talking about? But, yeah. So anyway, going through a few more stocks here, maybe I will find one that is setting up. Let's see, FN. Tau. Nobody makes money on the market unless the market's making money. Couldn't be truer. And so that there's so much wisdom in there, I was just reading. Somebody just said on Twitter, it's just literally right in front of me here. After 20 years of trading, I can take a bite-sized chunk of wisdom and extract a great deal of meaning. And so, in the beginning, when you hear me say nobody makes money in the market unless the market's making money, you might not even know the fuck that first-year trader might not even be able to get anything out of that. A 5-year trader these days you can get pretty advanced in 5 years. In 5 years, you're 10 or 20 years advanced now. A 5 or 10 or 20-year trader hears nobody makes money in the market unless the market's making money, and they hear, okay, so I will not risk any capital when the market's not making money. A beginning trader doesn't hear that, and they lose all their money. So, there's how you hear things is very important, and your experience. You just can't substitute for experience. SN. Okay, this is a decent example. Shark Ninja. Let's pull that up over here for the TikTokers as well. Shark Ninja, I believe, is the company that makes those Ninja blenders and stuff. Like, what took them so long to be listed on the stock market? I don't know, but there they are. They're now on the stock market. So what I'm saying is I can't really draw it over on the TikTok, but, I'll draw it with a built-in line. I wonder if it'll show up like over here at the same time after I draw it. That'd be so cool. No, it didn't. That'd be so cool. But I don't know if you guys on TikTok can see this, like trend line. Okay, now I'm going to draw it over here for our people, for members. So that's what you're looking for. That'd be the best price you could get something at before it does it. There's also actually you can get in at reclaims. There's other clever ways to get in, but as a matter of fact, today would be a reclaim entry. But that trend line break, that's something. When that happens, and you've got a clear like trend line level created like that, when that happens and the market is concurring, that's a signal. That's an entry. That's a trade entry. And it might not even transpire, but that'll be semi the market's fault because the market in those situations maybe didn't follow through the next day. But if the market follows through the next day, it's quite likely that you're going to get an ADR, percent here. It's 6% per day. You're going to get an ADR, 6% out of that stock that next day. And you can take some out if you like. And then the next day, if the market continues, it just depends on what the outlook is. Sometimes, you've got to be following the economic news as well, because sometimes, for example, what's going on in the economic news is so obviously going to cause the market to run. And then other times not, but there's going to be these moments where if you just hang around the market every day, ready to trade with your finger on the mouse button, there's going to be these moments where you're like, oh yeah, the war is over, or, we're finally, lowering rates, or these moments, kick off moves, and things will oscillate and they'll go back and forth, but the overall sentiment can be very strong and lasting. And, we haven't had a lot of that, but that's the way the market normally moves, under conditions where there's no obstacles. All right, everybody, have a great morning. It's been good, and we'll catch you in the group. Let's go dive into the group, and let's not forget about this week's a bunch of earnings releases. So we will see if there's any interesting lottos or ER day ones coming up here this week. We got to pay attention. Big caps, nice and liquid. And interesting trades could be coming this week. All right. And that could move the market as well. All right. Thanks, everybody. See ya in the cord.